All right, y'all. I'm going to try and do this video without it messing up on me. It always wants to do it when it's a big one. You know, one of those big videos you got to put out there so the video wants to mess up. So this one's huge. This one's just gigantic. It's a Bible change. It's kind of a flip-flop, or it's not really a flip-flop. It's more of a alteration or a different version. Um, I just did a couple days ago the video on Oscar Schindler, and how he died and when he died is completely different for me, and I'm 100% sure on this. And you go to your friends and all your Mandela Effect people, you say, hey, do you remember this? And it never fails. Nobody remembers it. They just don't have the same memory as you when it comes to the details of whatever thing you're just completely blown away about. And I can understand that with Schindler's List. I can understand that a lot of people might not have paid attention to too closely how he died, when he died, none of that. I just happened to. That's one that I'm 100% on. I knew it without a doubt. So there's no convincing me that I didn't know this. But that's just for me. And that's great for me. And I asked God like 3 days before, just a few days, I was praying. I was saying, God, if you would let me see one again, if it's at all possible, it would be just wonderful to me, because I just kind of take it that when you guide and lead me to see one of these, that we're cool, that I haven't done something to offend you and you've just turned your back on me. I just would love to know that you're still listening to my prayers, and this is I don't have to. I'm not making you. I know I got no right to ask. I know maybe even the time for scene changes is over. I don't know, but it did feel good to always be able to pray, hey, can I see one? And then suddenly just this one would pop up. Remember 2 years ago, it was around this time of year, it was my birthday. And then a couple years ago, I'd said, God, if I haven't seen one in a while, and I don't need to, I know that the world has changed. I know none of this is like fixed, but it'd be nice to see one. And that was when God showed me the end of Genesis chapter 1 had changed, where the final conclusion of it had switched back, or did a reversal, where it went back to being the big highlight of it was all that he did, all that he created was super good, like majorly the greatest. So anyway, I'm getting a text. Anyway, that was the big thing, and then it switched to the woman being created was the greatest part of creation, and then it flipped back to what it is now. Anyway, that was a couple years ago, and I was super happy to see that I had one that was that for sure for me. I was 100% certain. So this one, the Schindler, was great because it was kind of confirming, yeah, God actually every once in a while will guide me. And I said that in the last video. I always feel like I'm guided to see these, like it's a permission to see it, that sort of thing. And you know, it it just confirms to me that what I've been asking, that's when it happens. It's not, maybe not that way for everyone, I know. It's just for me, that's how it's been. So I was not expecting a second one, but today a second one popped up. This one blew me away. So, and I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to ask for feedback on this, because if it's working the way it's been, people are not going to remember the same as me, which suggests that I'm in a different reality completely. But if you do remember the way I remember, that's still positive data that I can work with. I mean, it tells us something either way, no matter what happens here. So I even did a video. I've had multiple discussions with people on this one. I've talked about this so much amongst Bible people. I've talked about this so much. I did a video on this one, and it was all about where the word Easter is in the KJV version of the Bible. The King James version, instead of using Passover, was using Easter. Now, what has changed for me is where it is in the Bible. For me, it was in a different spot than it is now. It's completely different. So post in comments if you remember this one, where it was in the Bible. What were the events surrounding? What part of the Bible, what book it's in, who's the person. If you don't know, you don't know. That's fine. If nobody has anything to say about this and it's crickets, that's fine. I'm hoping that the Bible groups will have something to say on this, that they'll have that. But I'm waiting to hear feedback on where that Easter was versus Passover. For me, it's completely hopped into a new section of the Bible, revolved around a different person and everything, completely different than what it was. 100%, no doubt in my mind, big Bible change. Now, before I put out there where it changed to, I want to hear from people who knew this absolutely where it was. And we're trying to determine, did I bop into a new reality? Or did this one get modified? I don't even know if that proves it 100%. There might be a small cluster of you who've just popped together with me. I don't know. But it would be nice, of all the times I've asked Mandela affected people if they've noticed a change, to hear some people saying back to me, yes, I see it too. Because usually it's like just yourself. Anyway, I know this has been a weird week and a weird couple of videos, and I'm putting this out there quickly because it's just huge. Ernie texted me and said that he's already posted my question in the group, so we're waiting for the data to come back on that one. This is absolutely huge, and if you know anybody else that's really followed Bible Mandela effects, please check with them for me, and let's see if we can match this up and get some interesting data. One way, no matter what we hear back, it's going to be interesting to analyze it. So anyway, y'all have a good one. God bless.